It's the people who have the balls to tell you what you need to hear. Those are the people who are good role models. So parenting plays more in this problem than propaganda. If parents actually cared about what info the kids absorb, this problem wouldn't exist. I agree with you, for sure. The problem is that we had trust in our institutions. Before the lockdowns, nobody would have thought that just sending your kid to a school would be like the level of indoctrination on the level of BS that they're pushing. And they just slid all this stuff in the last 20 years. So I mean, I agree with you, but there was a social understanding that kids are safe at school. This is just school. This isn't politics. They're just learning about reading and math and that stuff. They have art class and they have gym, but it's not a political, cultural battleground. And that's just not the case anymore. Next is I'm saddened by how easily some people find it to hurt someone else. I'm not quick to violence and can't imagine enjoying hurting someone, with a few exceptions. Don't hurt who I care about, and we are cool. Agreed. Advice is the worst vice. Interesting. I've never heard this phrase before. Tell me exactly what you mean by this. I've never heard this before. Advice is the worst vice. I mean, I know what the words mean. But yeah, lay it out. Hey, we got David Banner in the building. Welcome to the parties and the best champ in the UFC named Sean. Welcome to the party, brother.
But I'm telling you, man,
it's just a weird concept for me to think like if you have a daughter and your daughter's the breadwinner of your family, it's just like, what the fuck?
But yeah, man, I like you guys, dude, but
I love how Strickland he said outright, he's like, hey, I don't respect you. And then he's clearly just showing, I don't respect you. Yeah, daughters and yeah, whatever. But I like you guys, dude.
You guys are in the business of peddling smut, and you've made a lot of money, and I applaud you guys. But man, it's a damn shame, dude. Because again, I'm like, you guys are Canadian.
I'm Canadian.
I'm American.
I won't hold that against you. By the way, Jordan Peterson, man, they're really fucking that guy, dude.
He's dope, yeah.
But facts. Hey, what was the last? I don't even remember what the last lawsuit that was against him, but I think he had to pay some. I don't know. Let me not speak on it. I don't remember the details, but Canada does not like Jordan Peterson. Jay said Bilal coming to dethrone Strickland. I agree with that. I agree. Lefty Lucy said it boils down to listening to government propaganda will kill you. Bingo. Absolutely. And that is why we do not comply. They're already talking. More and more and more since I first heard about it, about bringing back lockdowns and mask mandates and all this stuff. It only will go as far as you let it go. Shout out to DK MMA. Welcome to the party. Said, hope you're not hating on the most popular dude in the UFC right now. Maybe I am. Maybe I'm not. No, I'm actually feeling everything that he's saying right now. But I will call it out if he says some dumb shit. But welcome to the party. Lefty Lucy says, figure things out yourself and do not listen to gurus. So yeah, I guess the advice is the worst vice. Meaning, because I wasn't sure if you were coming from it in terms of giving advice or seeking advice, because I think it could go either way. That there are people who their worst vice is thinking that they know everything about everything and they have to be the authority on this, that, and the other. And then what you're talking about is there's people who always need to follow, have someone to follow instead of forging their own path. So yeah. Lefty Lucy said, I didn't comply with the first round of Beloved. Pure Bloods. What's good? Let's go.
But they're really fucking him. They hear everybody lost that lawsuit.
Oh, yeah. For the when they didn't. They
took
away his
like
license.
Social media, like court. Man, craziness.
That's crazy.
I won't hold that against you. But like, dude, I'm a fucking definition of a patriot. Like I'm.
I thought he was gonna say I'm the definition of a beta. I'm like, okay. Definition of a patriot. I am for that. Let's go.
Patriot, then I'm borderline fucking radical. Where like, I'm borderlining in the domestic terrorist situation.
I saw your tweet recently. You said if they try to lock down Vegas
dude,
again,
I'll be the first
let's go
one.
fucking
Let's
fight
go riot.
cops
Let's
with
go
riot
fight
gear
cops.
and shit.
Like, but again, dude, with what
Wait, is that a thing that's happening?
COVID's flaring up and you just asking about it.
What do you think about that?
Yep.
Those kind of messages though? Because like you're right about. I feel the same way about how we look at the Dana situation, how that shit's fucked up. But some of the stuff you say might be interpreted by other people like, yo, that's too far, or yo, he can't say that about just certain shit you said previously.
What otherwise, we gotta give me an example, man.
Well, probably like women or mostly lesbians. Like
women,
if lesbians watch your shit.
I think it was
Like that interview you did with, I saw the one you recently did with Helen. I found it.
Yeah, I fucking love Helen.
It's
Helen's
hilarious,
awesome, bro.
bro.
No, but like in the, or like
I
the,
even hit it. Smells like Smo. You gotta tell your chick to cover her titties up, dude. She's walking to the gym, bro, and she's like wearing these tiny shorts and like titties. Like you're in a fucking room filled with men.
that
Like,
was hilarious.
we want to see that shit walking around. Like it makes us fucking feel uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying?
Or I saw the Nina one you did, and you're like, let me tell you your whole
You
shtick.
ever met Nina? Nina's
Yeah, I met her.
awesome,
I've
bro.
seen her a
Nina's
lot, yeah.
great, dude. It's funny because everyone thinks
It's
like
so
Nina is
funny,
this
though.
whore. And maybe she is, maybe she isn't. But I'm like, do you guys understand her boyfriend's with her 24/7, right? Like if Nina wants to cheat, bro, she's gonna have to work her ass off because her boyfriend's with her 24/7.
Does he watch you do the interviews when you do them with her?
Yeah, no, he's videotaped. That's
Oh,
what
you
people don't
just keep it
understand.
no filter.
I mean, I don't give a
Yeah.
like, but again, and this is the thing, you guys.
Sean's always.
I'm
no filter,
also
like,
I'm also in the business of peddling smut. I'm just as much as I'm just as much of an actor as Jake Paul.
Interesting. I would not have expected, because the way that he was talking about the Full Send podcast and saying they're that they're peddling smut as if it was some horrible thing. He was saying, yes, I respect the fact that you guys are getting rich off it, but it is smut. And so now for him to say that he also peddles smut, I'm kind of questioning, what exactly do you mean by smut?
But my underlining message is don't be me. Don't be me. Don't act like me. Don't say the shit I say. Be a fucking man.
Thank you, Kelly.
Do the right fucking things. Don't be a Dylan. Don't be a Jake. Do the fucking right things.
So question with the trash talk shit with Dylan, is there any UFC fighters that take it too far? Like what about like McGregor, some of the shit he said?
I mean,
I want to actually make that into a poll for you guys. So right now our poll is running at Sean Strickland a good role model? Hit that if you have not. It's about to end with 69% saying yes. And I would, if I came in here before hearing this, I would have said no. But when you think about how the world is orientated, that we are so used to people having nice things to say, being good people. That's not really how it is. It's the people who have the balls to tell you what you need to hear. Those are the people who are good role models. Because maybe what you need to hear isn't the nicest thing, isn't the easiest thing to hear. But if somebody's going to do that, that is a good role model. So let's go. What did he just say?
D fighters that take it too far?
Oh, yeah. So let's say, did Conor take it too far? So I'm thinking specifically. So before you answer, I'm thinking that the worst he ever was in the fighting context was the Khabib presser and the bus incident. So you may decide that those aren't part of that somehow, or you might have other things. But that's where I'm coming from. So let me know, did Conor McGregor take it too far in any respect? Let me know in the comments below. Replay gang.
Like what about like McGregor, some of the shit he said?
I mean, he said the towel thing, but like my thing is though, that was more of a dig on a religion and more of like a culture. And I kind of respect that a little bit. Like I'm like, but
You like insulting like a religion?
No, so
those battles are always way more fun to see, though.
You know what it is, though? Like, I've laid off Islam because I have a lot of Muslim friends. And, bro.
Lucy says he performs controlled snuff films with a referee. He's barbaric. Well, I mean, there's a referee, is there not? It's a sport. Is football barbaric? Is soccer barbaric? There's more injuries in those sports than there are in MMA. Lucy says Conor took too many drugs, if that's the question. I mean, if that's how you interpret it. Meltdown Media said the story of him breaking from being a neo-Nazi is a great story to tell anyone to break from the dogmatic thinking around you. Completely agree. I mean, like, how else can you, like, what better position can somebody be in to tell you, hey, you're a radical and you're taking things too far, from somebody who was the radical of all radicals and came back down to earth? Works for me. But he's got a lot of Muslim friends now. But something tells me, as the uber ultra patriot, borderlining on radical, I cannot see him just being like, yeah, Islam's cool. He's saying I laid off Islam because I have a lot of Muslim friends. But yeah, that's a bit of hypocrisy, Jay's saying. Laying off a subject due to having friends there, but everything else is fair game. I don't know if it's we have to hear the rest of this, because I could definitely just come on here and shit on Christianity all day and night, but I don't have the desire to do that, and I don't want to make a show for you that is that. So just because I am an atheist and very much dislike religion doesn't mean that because I'm not talking to you guys about how much I hate religion, then maybe not you specifically, I'm saying a lot of Christians. So I don't know. Let's see where he takes it. Multi-Mind Media said a lot of can't say that out loud. Lucy said he only stopped being radical when he started earning major money. Incorrect, ma'am. He was on his way after, I believe it was from training. And he only just started earning major money last week, literally last week. So definitely not.
And they take it like
You used to go in on them, or what?
I would go hard on Islam, dude. But again, rightly fucking so. Right?
I told you. I knew it. I told you he wouldn't be like, oh, yeah, Islam's great. So now this comes back to what Jay said. A little bit of hypocrisy. Let's see. Because while I'm not going to sit here and dog on religion all the entire show, when he brought it up, I gave it a look, didn't I? I'm not going to let it pass. I'm not going to, be pedantic about it and have to stop every time somebody mentions God. But that's only because you guys kind of already know. So maybe you're onto something, Jay. Let's see.
And bro, and they take it like
You used to go in on them, or what?
I would go hard on Islam, dude. But again, rightly so, dude. Like there's
I agree
a
with
difference
that.
between American values and Islamic fucking
For sure.
values.
Yup.
Sure.
Someone had a conversation with you that changed everything.
Yeah, a guy Albert Durov. So I would go hard on Islam, bro. I mean, I'd post pictures of Muhammad. Like I would go hard.
Well, I guess post 9/11, it was a lot more
Yeah, what happened to that? Remember when we used to care about Islamic terrorism? What happened to that? I guess 15 years fighting a war, we won. Just kidding. Lucy says fighters who align with Muslims usually lose their next fight. Is that a real stat? Interesting. Meltemind Media said he was main eventing fight nights 3 months ago to be champ. Yeah, but I mean, even that's not like money. When it comes to, I mean, we could, if somebody wants to look up what his show and win was, I'm not saying he was poor in the UFC, but I'm just saying the idea that he only stopped being radical when he started earning major money. It has not even been 1 week. So, and then I don't think as a challenger you even get pay-per-view points, right? So even last week, he would have still made, regular show and bonus money. So obviously, I'm sure there's extras that come with, from Dana for winning the belt. But yeah, so I'm only saying just barely in the main cards of pay-per-views. So since he's friends with Jews, they just don't tell him they are Jews. Just Anne Frank it. It
was different, I think, right?
I don't know.
Is that
man.
when it was?
Here's the thing, dude. I still like America's America, and I don't give a fuck about your country. Like, hell yeah.
Beast. There we go. That's how it's supposed to go.
China does horrendous things. There's so many countries that do horrendous things. And I don't think Islam is compatible with equality and freedom. And so I don't insult them. I don't dig like I used to dig. But if you put a camera, if Albert was in front of me, I would tell you I do not think Islam is compatible with
American values.
With American values.
And that's just that's just a fact. That's just a fact. The watered down version of what American Muslims follow is not is not what's in the Quran. It's just not. And they are wholly incompatible. I said, don't start me on Anne Frank. Why? You got beef with Anne Frank? Like, damn.
It is totally different.
It
right?
is totally
Yeah,
different. And I'm not trying to change your country. You could go do what the fuck you want to do, but when you indoctrinate women to wearing a burqa, like, oh, it's their choice. When you indoctrinate women wearing a burqa, you can't leave your house without an escort. Like, this shit's fucking wrong.
Absolutely. And you heard, especially before the current version of wokeness came up, when everyone in America was so horribly oppressed, then you would hear feminists who would talk about all the problems of American women. And then I would bring up women in like Saudi Arabia or Afghanistan, where, like you just said, they're not allowed to drive. They have to be in a beekeeper suit. They need an escort, all that stuff. I'm like, well, that's their culture. Like, do you care about these values or not? It can't be rules for thee, but not for me. Oh man, we might need to do a whole show on that. Anne Frank is a grifter. I can't believe it. God damn you.
And it's your fucking country. I'm not changing you. But in America, bro, keep that shit out of here.
I gotta tell you, dude, I really respect this because you don't fear any backlash, or you just say whatever you want. You don't give a fuck.
But I tend to what I say is true. Like, from my opinion.
And the only reason I say that, and not to cut you off, but Adesanya
Yeah.
even said like the UFC is worried about putting you on the stage.
Adesanya, little fuck.
Thanks so much for watching, guys. If you enjoyed that clip, check out the full live stream link in the bio and catch me live every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. See you there.